I'm Ava J, this is Bookish Pixie, and my bookshelf is back! It's actually not going to be back for long, sadly, so enjoy it for this vlog and probably the next vlog, and then it'll be gone again. I miss you, bookshelves. Anyway, so my critique partner Vicki Leigh tagged me in a Harry Potter spells video tag. Basically, the idea behind the tag is there are a bunch of Harry Potter spells, and for each one there is a topic for which you recommend a book. The first is Expecto Patronum, which is a childhood book that's connected to good memories. So besides Harry Potter, duh, I'm choosing Artemis Fowl by Owen Colfer. So Artemis Fowl is one of my favorite middle grade books. It's hysterical, has a great plot and pacing, lots of magical quirkiness, and the main character, Artemis Fowl, goes through massive character development from book 1 to 8. There are 8 books, they're all fabulous, I recommend them. Next is Expelliarmus, a book that took you by surprise. I'm choosing Half Bad by Sally Green. Now I can link to the book review below, but this book is absolutely incredible. I was expecting a good read because I'd heard a lot about it, but I knew from page 1 or 2 that this was going to be a favorite, and I was right. I seriously cannot recommend this more. It is one of my favorite reads of the year so far. Next is Prior and Cantanto, the last book that I've read. The last book I read is Otherbound by Corinne Doivas. Otherbound is a great fantasy book with a hugely diverse cast, which I totally love, and has a great magic system and a really interesting, complicated plot and very cool world building, so I recommend it. Check it out, you guys. Next is Alohomora, a book that introduced me to a genre I'd not considered before. New adult is technically a category, not a genre, but I'm gonna go with it and choose Losing It by Cora Carmack. And I don't have a physical copy of Losing It, so I'm showing you guys Finding It, which is the 3rd book in the series. And the whole series is really fun. It introduced me to new adult, which is now a category that I adore and even write in. So super recommended. If you haven't tried new adult and you're curious, Losing It and the whole series is really a great place to start. Next is Ridiculous, a funny book that I've read. I don't really read a lot of funny books, which is kind of depressing now that I think about it. But I'm gonna go with Artemis Fowl again because it really is a funny series, and quite frankly, I can't think of another series that really made me laugh all that much, which is kind of sad, and I should probably remedy that, but here we go. Next is Sonorous, a book that I think everyone should know about. I'm gonna choose a whole trilogy because I'm cheating like that, and I'm choosing the Grisha trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. Because it's kind of hard for me to talk all leaning over like that, I'm just gonna hold up Shadow and Bone, but the whole trilogy is absolutely amazing. It's a book I recommend to anyone who is trying to get into YA and likes fantasy, and honestly, I absolutely adore it. The world building, the characters, it's fantastic. You need to read it, and I can't really recommend it enough. That's Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo, and Siege and Storm, and Ruin and Rising, and they're all amazing. Go get them. Next is Obliviate, a book with a spoiler I'd like to forget having read. I'm choosing City of Bones by Cassie Clare, and if you haven't read City of Bones, please skip through the next section because I'm gonna give away a massive spoiler, though if you've seen the movie you already know. This actually isn't a spoiler I read, this is a spoiler that someone ruined for me because when I first got the book, a friend of mine said, "Oh, isn't that the book where the 2 protagonists are in love with each other and then they find out they're brother and sister?" And I was like, so yeah, it would have been kind of cool if I didn't hear that spoiler before the whole giveaway. Would have been more dramatic, but it's not how it happened. Next is Imperio, a book I had to read for school. I'm choosing Beautiful Boy by David Sheff because this is actually my all-time favorite book I had to read for school. Beautiful Boy is a memoir about David Sheff writing about his son Nick Sheff, who is also an author who's written about his struggles because Nick is a meth addict. This book is really touching and it goes really in depth about the effects of meth on not just the addict but the addict's family. I definitely want to reread it. It's a wonderful read and I super highly recommend it, and that's saying a lot considering I don't usually like nonfiction books. Next is Crucio, a book that was painful to read. I'm gonna go with painful as in it was really sad, and you probably already know what's coming. It's The Fault in Our Stars. You probably already know why this is so sad. Most people have read this already or seen the movie or both. Wonderful book. Very, very painful to read. Yeah. Finally, Avada Kedavra, a book that could kill. I've got a couple books, but I'm gonna say basically any Ted Dekker thriller. Massively intense, you guys. I love his thrillers. I'm gonna recommend specifically The Bone Man's Daughters, which has a really creepy serial killer antagonist that I still remember today for his skin lotion fetish. It is creepy as hell. Some other really creepy serial killer antagonists that could totally kill are The Bride Collector by Ted Dekker, Adam, also by Ted Dekker. All great books, all super creepy, all definitely with characters that could kill. So that's it for today. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to subscribe and comment, and I'll see you guys next week.